I honestly am not sure how to even describe this game. You just wake up in some weird flesh world, and that's what I can describe as vile and nasty, which is the creator wanting to get out of you, I think. There's some ways of puzzles and combat. You make your way through the world of death and flesh to find your purpose of being here, I guess? I really have no clue, to be honest, so just accept what I gave up on the overview. I gave up on it. Don't worry about it. So, some of my first impressions, I was under the impression it was more of a Doom-style shooter where you go hunting demons or weird SCP monsters, but honestly, I was pretty happy to find it was more puzzles than it was carnage. The atmosphere gives you chills as you walk through the unknown plane of existence, wondering what kind of horrors you'll find along the way. However, the early game didn't give too many frights, but sure did put a chill down my spine. Also, I gotta say, rip Eggman, you were pretty crucial. I love you, man. Peace. So some of the positives, it was a very mixed bag for me, but the world, absolutely stunning. It just makes such a creative and such an intricate atmosphere that the entire game, I felt just a chill down my spine. And honestly, I really loved that about it. Now, did it do that for the whole game? No. But there was a lot of points where I was like, is this a horror game? It can't be. And it really wasn't. There was no real horror elements, but that vibe it gave was just astounding. And, you know, the visuals to go hand in hand with that atmosphere, just gorgeous. I don't know if it was the Unity 4 or 5 engine, but they pushed it to the limit, and I loved it. The details were so intricate. Everywhere you looked, there was just so many little things that you were like, huh, that really works there, and I would have never known that if they didn't push them to the limits. You know, all the little intricate designs on the ship, all the little, you know, models and stuff they put everywhere. And it's just an astounding looking game. Like, I absolutely love how they did the world. I love how they did, you know, the artwork and such. And, you know, I wish they put more puzzle elements into it. I loved that they put so many good puzzles in it. I really wish they would have pushed it further, but I think they did, you know, a phenomenal job at how the puzzles were working. They were very visually pleasing. They were, you know, intricate enough to where, you know, they had some unique elements to them. And I think they just played off really well, you know, on each section. But I just wish there was more of them. And the final boss was actually really cool. I really liked it. It was a cool idea that had neat elements, and you know, it didn't really explain anything in the story, but I thought that it was actually pretty well played overall. The health issue, yeah, we'll talk about that later, but I overall think that, you know, even if they added more bosses, I think that would have been really cool. And now we're on to some negatives. So this game just didn't do it for me overall. You know, I really do enjoy it. I think it's overall not a bad game, but it's not worth the price and stuff. So you know, one of the main things was, why did they not just go with all puzzles? You know, there are so many cool ideas for puzzles and things. There's so many ways you could have played off puzzles in this game. I really wish they would have chose that and the atmosphere over combat. I don't think combat really fit with the game. And, you know, talk about the puzzles and such, you can't skip anything. So I got soft locked at the beginning of the game, and I could not skip any of the cutscenes and stuff when I had to restart from the beginning of the game. Luckily, it was only Act 1, but I couldn't restart anything. Also, my animals are going absolutely bonkers. So if you hear any whining, that would be my dog. Ignore him. He is annoying. But yeah, you can't skip anything. You know, I've had to redo sections so many times, and it was just annoying because I had to constantly go through these cutscenes over and over and over again. I think I went through one cutscene 5 or 6 times because I was one shot. So yeah, speaking of that, getting one shot, I didn't feel like in the beginning of the game there was enough health whatsoever. You know, I was trying to still learn the tool they gave me. I was trying to understand how the health system worked. There was so much that they really just kind of threw on you. And there wasn't enough health, in my opinion, at the beginning to really be beneficial. And maybe I got stuck at a point they weren't expecting. I don't know. I would love to really see some like changes in that, but I'm not sure how, you know, confident they are in doing that. It might be a me thing. It could be not a me thing. I don't know. But I had to keep doing it over and over again. I think I faced the same enemy in the same corridor like 4 times. the combat, you were tossed into pretty bad level design for the enemies that they chose. So they chose 2 acid spitters and a charging enemy. I really don't think that there's a good way to evade them in these small areas. They do a lot of corridors. They don't give you a gun till later. The gun is honestly garbage because the only way to actually make it accurate is to stand still. I don't think that was a good idea. And, you know, since they can just take free shots on you sometimes, you get soft locked with that one-hit garbage. And I'm really upset about that. If the gun worked like a normal gun on a normal game, I really wouldn't have minded it. But because you have to stand still and charge it, you just get hit, and it's really annoying. And you're very limited on ammo, and yeah, it's not good. At least they give you something that, you know, has unlimited ammo. It just takes an eternity to charge when you use it. Speaking of the combat, though, let's go ahead and go back into some of the, you know, more world-based elements, such as interactables. So interactables, there's a lot of them in the game, but until you know what you're looking for, you would have no idea where they are. I was stuck at the beginning of the game for probably an hour until someone told me how to approach the next part. And I was wandering around with, you know, Eggman following me around, slowly falling over, making sure he was still going. And I could not for the life of me find what I was supposed to use. And it was some random hallway with an interactable that I walked past because there was 2 hallways I could go through. That kind of stuff, as a person who loves puzzle games and loves, like, you know, these more adventurous style games, that really bugs me because, you know, I wasted so much time, and, you know, there's not enough time in the day for everybody. So I really hate the idea of artificially wasting time like that for something that realistically should have been easy. But it's not the biggest thing. I just wish that maybe either make the distance greater, you know, maybe make them have a little bit of an outline for some people, you know, make a setting maybe. That would really help me because, you know, I'm streaming, I'm not really paying too much attention to the game. So I'll walk in a circle for literal 30 minutes, passing the exact same thing, never realizing it because I have my attention split between 4 different ways. So at least for people like me, I think it would be really helpful, you know, maybe a setting or something. And last but not least, the ending was little garbage and I hate it. Yeah, it pissed me off is honestly the best way I can say. So anything and everything you could think of being explained really wasn't. Like, there was some minute information, like, thinking back on it, I'm like, okay, that kind of matches up here and there. But nothing really combines together to make a story. It's like, it's as if they made it for the artsy-fartsy person. And if you enjoy story or world building, you can just suck it. Because you get nothing, and you have to deal with it. I get the whole, you don't get dialogue. That's great. Where'd the acid spitters come from? Where'd the little demon chickens come from? Where did all these enemies come from? Where did this humongi thing that doesn't actually touch you because it's passive aggressive, where did that come from? You don't really learn anything about what's going on. You start understanding how this random people died, maybe. We don't really know because you also utilize the same tech, and that's not how they died because you lived. So what happened? I guess we're never gonna know because you die at the end. The spoiler alert, big spoiler alert, you die at the end. And you die at the end and you literally start back where you began and nothing happened. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I would, maybe if they just came out and been like, you know, gave like at the credits like an explanation or something, or like some type of cutscene to kind of show what the world used to be, I would not mind that. With the technology they had, you cannot tell me their memories are not stored somewhere where I can watch them. I think something like that would be great. But you just get leftovers and you have to like try to decipher them, and they're not very well made to be deciphered. That's my biggest critique of this game. It pissed me off, it pissed my viewers off, and I know it pissed other people off. And that really annoyed me because this game could have been amazing, and then the story just drove me so mad that I literally closed it and didn't open it again because I was just visibly angry at the game. So as a final verdict, I know that I've been screaming about the story and things, but it's not a bad game. I will come around and say, if you have Game Pass, try it out. It's worth it. Is it worth a $45 price tag? No. It is a visual novel that has no novel. That's my grand scheme of things. But, you know, maybe they'll come out with an official story or something. I don't know. I would love to see that. Otherwise, I'm going to be angry with this game, and nobody's going to change that for me. I don't like the idea of I'm going to have to go make a fan-based version of what the hell might have happened here and try to fit everything in. And I have to play it 3 more times to get all these little minute details. I don't have time for that. Maybe someone else does. You know, I'd love to see it. If you guys ever find anything like that, let me know down in the comments. That'd be great. And, you know, there is an overarching story, but there's just so many holes everywhere. Like, fill in the holes, and it might have a story that you can actually read. But like I said, it's worth a play. I'm not denying that. I think the visuals are amazing. If you have Game Pass, 100% play it. You know, it's meant to push, like I said, I believe the Unreal 4 engine, and it did. It pushed it to its maximum. I'm excited to see more games utilizing this. This one just ain't it because they forced way too many elements out of it. Don't try to push combat, puzzles, atmospheric, and horror basically into one game and then not you know, pay attention to any of it. Really, I think that's where they missed their mark, was that they tried putting too many elements in it and the game was not built for that in the beginning. However, I do think something similar to like Shadow of the Colossus, where, you know, you have like 4 main boss fights, that could be really cool. There was a lot of elements I think would have worked well for that. And you still would have had all the little enemies that, you know, scurry around and make noise and do all kinds of stuff, because that was creepy. I loved that. But either go all in or go nothing, because you can't just kind of half and half it and then, you know, miss the mark on both. I really think they had something amazing and they just missed the ball. That's all I have to really say. Play it, try it for yourself. You know, my opinion is my opinion. You might not feel the same. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the game. I'd love to hear it. Or if you're in my Discord, let me know in there. You know, I would love to have a cool conversation with people about what they thought of the game, because my opinion is not all be all. And some people have a better perspective of what's happening. They might get more details, and I might have missed something. Fill my gaps. If I have gaps that you feel I have, let me know. I will not be upset. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews. Hopefully, you know, more personalized ones like this instead of more robot-y ones. You know, I also stream Friday and Saturday, 4 p.m. CST, hopefully to change. But if you ever want to check that out, it's over on Twitch, or you can find it in the description below. But guys and gals, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!